Hello and welcome to the Art Market Podcasts. Today I'm here with newcomer Nicola Rawlings. Hello, Nicola.
Hi, Fiona.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company and what it is you do?
Well, I've been a teacher for the past 16 years, but I've always been creative. I'm a 42-year-old mother of one being enough at the moment. I've always been creative, but I've decided to go part-time at work and sort of get back into it a little bit. I specialised in jewellery, so most of the things that I make are mixed media jewellery, but I've also made notebooks and artwork, keepsakes, anything creative really.
So what did you used to teach?
Art and design. I teach part-time at Barnsley College. I'm hoping that this will all take off and I'll eventually be able to do this full-time, but at the moment it's balancing the two.
When you first start a creative adventure, I think that's what it is. It's the balance of the two. It's one feeding into another in order for you to build your business. So what's the story behind your business?
It's really a dream to create. I've always, like I said before, been creative and liked mixed media. I sort of specialised in jewellery and metalwork, but I've also done some textiles, some woodwork, some ceramics. So really a bit of everything.
Where do you get your inspiration behind what you do? Because it's quite sculptural, isn't it?
Usually it's from visits or trips or places that I go. Everything I see and trips abroad and things like that, places that I go, I touch everything, which is a nightmare in shops. But I do like to touch some things. I'm very, very tactile as an individual and with my work. So it's very important to me that the work is tactile and people do touch it. So I think that's where the ceramic elements come in. But I also want to use other materials. And I am looking at starting a new range, which will probably start looking at different processes and probably be a little bit more leather than the ceramics. So really it's about my visits and my trips and places that I go and things that I see. Just simple things like lines on a wall or the surface of a wall even inspire me really.
Are you inspired by seaside? Because you've got the kind of like pebble-like ceramic.
And to some degree, the pebbles sort of come from things that I've picked up along the way. I mean, my partner's family lives in Ireland and we've just come back from Ireland, and many of the places that we've been along with the seashore, and I've picked stones and pebbles up and just things that I like to touch. It's not overly directed towards the sea. It's more the surface and what the actual material is, rather than trying to create something different in ceramic clay that's very geometric. I've tried to keep it in keeping with the material that I've used, which is why it's sort of taken on the pebble form.
So since you've developed in doing this, what do you love most about what you do?
Probably just working in the workshop. I like the time to just lose myself in it, put some music on in the background and just be creative. I think the teaching aspect, it's lovely to inspire other people and for them too to inspire me in some ways, but it's very draining. And talking all the time as well. When you're a teacher, that's all you seem to be doing. And I quite like to be able to just shut myself off sometimes and work on things that are going around in my head and get that out in some sort of form, whether it's jewellery or an object or a piece of artwork. That's why the mixed media really works for me, because I can go into multidisciplinary areas.
Do you feel that you let go yet?
To some degree, yes. I think it's early days, so starting it all again and spending more time with seed, I've probably not fully let myself go, no. I think it is the start of me developing a brand, really, and a collection. I think there's a lot more to come. Whether it's all going to be jewellery, I'm not quite sure, because, like I say, I do like to work in other areas as well.
Especially when you've been a teacher, and especially when you've inspired other people, it's that's part of you, and that's almost hard to let go and then surrender and then being solely in your work and in your world, because it's kind of like, whoa, is this meant to happen? Am I allowed this? What's going on? I think when you finally are in your world kind of completely, a lot of things are going to come out that you probably never even realised, because you've probably never been given the chance before.
Yeah, I'm really excited about art market, because just to get some feedback alone, really, because you sort of sit in a workshop creating and you make things you like, but it's nice to get somebody else's feedback on that. I mean, as soon as somebody buys a piece as well, it's a lovely feeling that you've been able to put a little of yourself into something and they've taken that away.
That's why the art market is good, especially with the newcomers section, because people like yourself who are just beginning, just starting out, but it's your chance to kind of shine. And as you say, it's a good place to find out how people react to your work, and also for you to then, but you kind of feel like, yeah, I can do this. This can be a business. This is what I could make my living from. And as I develop further and trust myself, I'll create more things that hopefully people will like. But I mean, it's that kind of process that helps you kind of go through when you're getting prepared to go to do something like the art markets, because I think it is different to a lot of other shows. We have got people who enjoy art, people who enjoy craft, people who enjoy design, and with that comes a certain kind of client base, really.
I think being able to speak to other creatives is invaluable from their experiences as well. I mean, I am only just starting up with this again, so advice is really beneficial to me, and people will have made some mistakes along the way, and hopefully they'll be able to stop me falling flat on my face. So, yeah, I think it's invaluable to do something like this, and I feel really honoured that I've been selected, so I'm really excited about it.
We're happy to have you. What date are you doing the art market?
Sunday the 24th of June, so a little bit of time yet, so I've got to work out my stand and everything. So that's what I'm on with at the moment.
You got any ideas of what you're going to do? This time it's best of British, isn't it?
It is. I don't know how I'm going to get that linked with my work, really, but I'm sort of trying to look at where I think my work would fit in, and that sort of grunge, industrial sort of look is what I'm aiming for.
Oh, I like that.
So I'm hoping to create something that's a little bit...
God save the Queen?
No, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to come up with something new and exciting as well. I mean, I went to Harrogate Trade Fair the other week just for some inspiration, really, just to have a look around, see what's about and what people are doing. And there are so many jewellers out there, so it's hard to come up with something totally original. I think you're always inspired by things around you. So I'm hoping to, go on some salvage yards, see if I can find something that inspires me and go from there, really.
But I think that's a good point you've made. There are a lot of jewellers out there, and it's how you make your stand original and different and make people come to your stand. That's another thing, going through the process of actually making a collection, but then displaying it is another thing, and also showing it off to other people. And I suppose, in a way, the theme behind the art markets is another challenge to kind of push you and to think in a conceptual way, which I think is quite good. We're in this world now where there's quite a high standard out there of work in the creative world, and I think it's exciting. I think we're just touching on this really exciting time ahead, especially when you're in fashion as well, because that's another thing. You're kind of bordering on contemporary craft fashion area. Yeah. And I think that, it's important to embrace it and enjoy it.
I didn't want to go down the avenue of the cabinets, glass cabinets and things like that, because it's very important to me that people feel they can pick it up and touch it. I think mainly because of the materials that it's made in, and that it's not too precious that you can't touch it. So I want people to be able to come up to the stand, lift pieces up, enjoy how it feels, and not just feel that it's too precious and too expensive to touch. They're very interchangeable as well. Some of the pieces, you can sort of take pieces off of chains and put them onto a collar or move them around a little bit. And I mean, I'm a devil for, if I'm going out somewhere, changing one pebble for another because I like the colour of one or the size of another, and I'll sit on the floor 2 minutes before we're supposed to go and just change them. So it has got that feel about it, and I want people to feel that.
I like the idea that you can transform your own jewellery.
Well, I'm hoping others do as well.
Yeah, that's a good concept. What's next for your company Seed?
I'm trying to set up sort of Converse website. It's a slow process at the moment because it's all new. This whole internet malarkey is a little above me at times. But I happen to have met the most incredible man who's really inspired me. We're now engaged to be married, so
wow,
he's a web designer.
Congratulations.
He's helping me out. Thank you. It's all new, very exciting. He's lovely, and he has been really supportive and really encouraged me to do this. So, you know, without him, I may not be where I am now. And my daughter as well, you know, she's 10 years old and quite honest and very independent. Don't know where she gets that from. But sometimes she can be quite blunt with her answers, but I quite like that. I like their honesty, and I often do ask them their opinions on things. So Seed hopefully will be going further and more ranges coming out and hopefully selling on the website.
What do you hope the art markets will bring? Are you hoping for galleries to approach you? Are you hoping for some exhibitions? Are you hoping to get some stockists? Which direction would you like to go into? Would you just like to just sell online?
I'd like to do markets. I'm quite interested in doing a trade fair next year, but obviously the link to the galleries would be good to get the name out a little bit, but also feedback from the general public, you know, that I'm going in the right direction, that other people like what I'm creating. That's important to me as well.
But have you thought about doing workshops?
I have. Funnily enough, at the moment my house is up for sale and I'm looking for somewhere with a workshop space. So I'm wanting to create an area that hopefully is big enough to do something like that. And also the mixed media link as well, you know, not just jewellery but printmaking, textile printmaking and paper sort of printmaking as well, an area that I did for my degree. So yes, I'm a bit of a mixed media course. I'd like to do something like that in the future, yes, definitely.
Yeah, no, I can see that as well. Oh, well, it's been lovely talking to you, and it's been really interesting getting the background behind your company Seed. And just talking to you as well, you know, you're one of these people who I think we'll be hearing quite a lot about in the future, so thank you very much.
It's lovely to talk to you too.
If you would like to know more about the art market, please go to www.artmarkets.co.uk.